I've been on the west coast of Ireland before, but I've never been here. And it's really extraordinary to come here. Physical surroundings are extraordinary. The weather is 5 seasons in 1 hour. That's to be expected, but I come from Scotland. I've never been to anything quite like this. The setting is great. The numbers are just perfect. There's a packed room, but even so, there's not so many people. And it's a mixture of judges and artists and regulators and poets and book lovers. And then the framework of the medieval tower and the talk about early medieval law and the talk about European competition law, all the mixture of disciplines. It's absolutely fascinating. Really, really great fun. John Fingleton phoned me and said that he wanted a lecture from me on economic regulation in medieval Ireland.
I've been here maybe 5 or 6 times over the last 15 years, and it's always got very interesting topics. Great eclectic mix of speakers. I've been privileged to hear people like John McGahern and John Hume speak here over the years, and I think it explores topics from just a much different perspective than you normally get at a conference. And then the setting is splendid, and the walks give you lots of opportunity to meet people you wouldn't otherwise meet and talk about things you might not otherwise talk about.
I've been coming on and off for about 10 years, I suppose, and I've always enjoyed it. Every year they have a theme that's sort of, legally related, but very often exploring wider issues. I am a lawyer, so I find it interesting from that point of view. But certainly a lot of the people I know who come aren't lawyers, and they enjoy it a lot as well. The location is good because I think any conference where you sort of get taken away from your sort of normal urban environment and you find yourself in the middle of the countryside, it lends a different kind of atmosphere to the discussion, and obviously included in the Burren Law School are things like walks in the Burren and that kind of thing as well. So you're connected with the area when you're here.
If democracy is, as Mr. Trump thinks it is an unsaleable object. But for most of the world and for most of the Middle Ages, inequality of status at law is there.
It's a fantastic place to be, and I came here 11 years ago for the first time to look at the flowers, and I had no idea about this law school here that was buried here under the mountain, and it's absolutely I'm very impressed so far. I'm about halfway in, and I had no idea that medieval law could be so entertaining as we found this morning. Fantastic mix of people and topics, and actually the theme we have this weekend to talk about the role of challenging vested interests in modern democracy, incredibly important subject we're talking about, and with such a varied and expert group of people, it's been really interesting and really enjoyable.
The Burren is a great place to step back and observe the way in which we live, and maybe to challenge some of the presumptions around the structures that surround our lives.
It's a lovely place, and it's always really positive for anyone who's an academic or a researcher. We spend all our time in conferences talking essentially to people who are in the same field or even the same subfield doing the same stuff as us, to come and talk to a wider group of people with different perspectives and interests who don't know the background necessarily to what you particularly are talking about, and equally to hear people from other fields giving talks that challenge the way that you think. So that sort of cross-fertilization, I think, is really important for people who otherwise might get stuck. And this is a lovely place, and it's I feel that I've been taken out of the London bubble and come to perhaps a different sort of bubble, but something which changing the environment does change the experience, and that's very positive.